that's too noisy. There we go. Hi. Oh, there we go. I'm in. How are we doing, everyone? Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? Is everything working as it should? And feel free to start asking questions, because I will answer along the way. Thank you very much for the applause, Caitlin O. Very much appreciated. Apparently you guys can't see me. That's odd. Okay, you can see me. It's fine. Okay, hi. Thank you very much, Seorsa, I think that was. Seorsa Tier. Thank you very much. I am enjoying my week off. Thank you very much. I'm only 2 days in, and tomorrow I've got some stuff to do. I'm going to see my... So my cousin's had a baby, and I've not met him yet. So I'm going to go meet him. Thank you very much, Cinder River. So yeah, I'm going to go meet little Reggie, and I'm going to see my cousin who I've not seen in a long time, which would be really nice. What else am I doing? I'm doing something else tomorrow. I can't remember what though. And I'm writing this week, just doing a lot of writing. Well, I'm just writing a lot. And then on Thursday, my book comes out, which I handily have ready here. My book, my third book, second novel. I had to think about that then. Third book, second novel comes out on Thursday. So I've got like lots of interviews and stuff to do. And then on Friday, I've got my Waterstones event. I'm having a little like post-publication, or just like it's just a publication celebration with my publishers and my editor and my agent, I think. I can't remember who's coming, but we're having like a little celebration, and then I've got my Piccadilly Waterstones event on Friday evening, which I think tickets are still available for. If you go to Waterstones/events, totally guessing, but I think it's Waterstones/events, it should come up. The book, All That She Can See, is based in Plymouth, where I went on tour last year. Lots of people's books have already started arriving. For those of you that pre-ordered it, I think the copies have started to arrive on people's doorsteps, and people have started to read it, and it's really terrifying. It's great, but it's a little bit terrifying. And if you have your copy, make sure to tweet me a picture of you and your copy, or just the copy, or just you. I don't mind. But tweet me pictures of it. I'm not writing a sequel to All That She Can See. Maybe I will one day, but I'm not writing right now. Hi, Johnny Vickers. Hello. I was just looking at your wedding invitation, just to make sure I'm prepared for your wedding, which I'm very, very excited about. Oh. Do you think that a sequel ruins the first one? No, not at all. The first one always remains as it is. Nothing will change the original story. Sometimes the sequels are like just as good as the second book, as the first book. What am I talking about? Thank you very much, Xanakin. Much appreciated. Ah, oh, thanks, Johnny. I would have given you a copy. The book will be on Audible eventually, but I've just got to get time to record myself reading it, which is difficult when you're on tour. Thank you very much. Someone said they like my glasses. Thanks. Can I explain what my book is about? Yes. So, All That She Can See, right here, is about... It looks like I'm looking at it I was just wondering whether I should read the blurb instead of just sort of fumbling an explanation. Basically, Cherry Redgrave is the lead character, and she can see things that other people can't. And she can, like, part of that ability also comes with being able to put her... I'm being like cautious about saying she can see things that other people can't. When you read the book, you'll know what she can see, but I feel like it's a bit of a giveaway if I tell you now. But there's something that she can see that other people can't, and with that ability, she's also able to put her feelings into baked goods, into food when she bakes. And so she starts to put her good feelings into baked goods, and then she gives them to people to eat and then tries to make them feel better about their lives. But then everything goes slightly wrong when she meets someone who can do the same as she can but uses it for a different purpose. That's what the book's about. Yes, you can still pre-order the book, and if you pre-order with Waterstones, because it's not out till Thursday, so if you pre-order it now, you'll with Waterstones, if you pre-order it with Waterstones, you will automatically be entered into a competition to win a cupcake decorating class with me at the Primrose Bakery. So go do that if you haven't already done it and you want a copy of the book. I suggest pre-ordering it rather than waiting until Thursday, because then you might have a chance at winning the competition. The competition is a pre-order competition, so it closes on, I think it closes midnight on Wednesday. Midnight tomorrow, I think. What made you choose to base All That She Can See in Plymouth? I live here and it has... it disappeared. It has advantages and disadvantages. Plymouth, I think, was one of my favourite places on tour, simply because we were there for, 5 days, and we were staying in this really, slightly creepy, old English, manor house. And it was just a really, I don't know, we just had some really fun, slightly strange experiences there, and it just stuck out in my mind. And because there's Royal William Yard, which was where we were staying, and the little ferry that you get a ticket for £1 or £2, I can't remember, and then you go across to the Barbican, and it was just really quaint and really cute, and I just really liked it. It was really a really interesting place. How long did it take you to write All That She Can See? I started writing it... Oh, you're testing my knowledge now. I started writing it whilst I was on tour with Chitty. So, I think around May last year. And I finished it March of this year. Do you feel more excited about the release of this book than you did with On the Other Side? I finished On the Other Side earlier, And so there was a bigger build-up to it because it had been finished for so long, and I was just desperate for people to have it. I was desperate for it to be out there. Whereas this one, I only finished it, like, March this year, I think. End of February, beginning of March this year. So all of a sudden it's being released, and I'm like, oh God, okay, it's just it's happening. And I'm really excited about it. It's just been a very different build-up to it. I have heard of Fabby Dabby Dolls. I own one. I've got a little Trudy Scrumptious one, which is really cute. Do you think magic is always going to be a prevalent theme in most of your stories? Yeah, definitely. I don't think I could write a book without it. I like it when it's magical realism. I like it when it's like the real world, but magic just sort of pops up and sort of just reveals itself to those who are open to it. Because I think that's what happens. I think there is magic in this world. I think you just need to be open to seeing it and finding it. And it's like when you're a kid and like your parents used to say, oh, if you don't believe in Santa Claus, then you're not going to get any presents this Christmas. My parents used to say that to me, at least. Like, if you don't believe in Santa Claus, then why should he's not going to visit you? And I don't know. I just like that idea. It's not that I believe that, unicorns are going to like actually turn up in the high street outside. I just like the idea that if you're open to magic, it will find you. I really like that idea. It's the same like when I wrote On the Other Side and everyone asked me if I believed in a heaven or not. Thank you very much, Maddie G. That's very, very generous of you. Everyone asked if I believed in heaven or not. And it's more that I like the idea. And it's one of these things that it'll never affect my life. Like whether magic exists or not, or whether heaven exists or not, it won't affect my everyday life, and it won't affect my life at all. So whether I believe in it or not doesn't have any bearing on my everyday life. So I don't find any issue with being open to the idea. I like the idea. I like it. There's also if you see on the front cover, there's like tarot cards where I was there and there. Because there's two characters in it that are psychics. When you read it, you'll know what I mean. And that's kind of like a theme throughout the book, like psychics and fortune telling and that kind of thing. And a lot of people have sort of responded to that negatively, and it's really interesting to see how seriously people take it, whether they believe in it or not. Like, people are very I don't know what's the word. They're very defensive about it. Whether they if they believe, some people are defensive when they believe in it, and some people are defensive when they don't believe in it. It's one of those themes that sort of brings about a really strong reaction in people, and I find that very interesting. But just so you know where I stand, it's one of those things again. Oh my God, Becky Melton, thank you very much. Again, very, very generous. Again, it's one of those things that, whether people have psychic abilities or whether fortune telling is real or not has no effect or bearing on my life. It's never going to affect me positively or negatively. And I don't believe people have psychic abilities, but I like the idea that people could. That's the difference. I went to a psychic when I was on tour last year, purely for entertainment value. I think it was like 20 quid for a half an hour reading, and it was like tarot cards and a palm reading thing. I can't really remember. And it's one of these things where I was like, I don't believe that anything she's saying is true, but I like the idea that maybe this could be true. Like, I like the idea that someone could potentially be able to predict my future or know my future and tell me what's going to happen to me and whether I'm going to be happy or, or how many kids. Like she said, I was going to have 3 kids. You know what I mean? Like I like the idea that someone could legitimately, genuinely tell me that, but I don't think she was real. You know what I mean? I don't believe that she was actually a psychic, but I like the idea that she could have been. And yeah, someone just said, I've sort of lost the comment, but someone said magic does exist in little things like reading, and I totally believe in that. Like I believe in magic like that, and I believe in magic like falling in love and like love at first sight and that kind of thing. Like I totally believe that that's a form of magic, and it's the sort of thing that people ignore or don't hold in as much high in a high regard as they should. I like that. How many cups of tea have I had today? Probably too many. Everyone's talking about lemonade mouth because it's like the one rap I know, and I put it on Instagram. I'm just Carrie Hope Fletcher on Instagram, and I put it on my story of me really terribly rapping to the song "Determinate" from Lemonade Mouth, which is a Disney Channel original movie. Oh dear, funny, 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 funny. Why are you not doing a book tour in Bristol as you're there for Adams? It's not up to me which bookstores I go to. I just pass on my dates to my publicist from my publishers at Little Brown. Like I pass over my Adams Family dates, and then they try and figure out which stores I'll be able to make it to, and whether that bookshop wants me there, you know what I mean, or whether the bookshop is big enough to accommodate a signing, because sometimes they're not. And I think I'm only in Bristol for a week, I believe. Whereas most of the places that I'm doing book signings, I'm there for 2 weeks. So I've got the 2 weeks, and I've got like a day off here in between the 2 weeks, which is when the signings will be. Whereas when I'm in each place, when I'm in like a place for 1 week, and then I'm in another place for another week, this day off has to be spent travelling between each places. So someone just asked me what part I'd want to play in Beauty and the Beast. Definitely not the Beast. I'd like to play Belle. This feed is going too fast. What's your favourite song from a musical? That's a really difficult question because there are so many musicals and so many songs. I'll always love Wizard and I from Wicked, and As Long as You're Mine from Wicked as well. Thank you very much, Betty Smith. And I love Time Stops from Big Fish. I was listening to that the other day. I love that song so much. And I love Pretty Funny from Dogfight. That's an amazing song. Only Us from Dear Evan Hansen. And Good For You and You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen are also incredible songs. And of course, On My Own from Les Mis, I'll always love. I grew up singing that song constantly. What do you think Wednesday's favourite book would be? I've been asked this before, and I don't know if I'd be able to find it. But there's an old cartoon of, like a drawing of the Addams Family. Let's see if I can find it. And it's where they're all reading. And Wednesday is reading a book entitled The Comfort of Sex, which I think is a very Wednesday thing to be reading. So that is her favourite book, apparently. I've definitely posted it on Twitter. But yeah, it makes me laugh. Oh, I don't know if I'd be able to find it quick enough. But yeah. Thank you very much, Daphne M. That's very, very sweet of you. And you are now the #1 fan. Thank you. Oh God. I don't know if I can remember. I think I have the chord somewhere here, let me see. It's addictive the minute you let yourself think. The things that I say just mightn't matter to someone. All of this time I've been keeping my mind on the running away. And for the first time, I think I'd consider the stay. Because you matter to me. Simple and plain and not much to ask from somebody. You matter to me. I promise you do. You matter too. I promise you do. You'll see. You matter to me. I love that song so much. Oh, you guys are so nice. Thanks. I'm gonna stay on here until 8 o'clock, and then I have to go to Waitrose because I need to get some stuff. I need to get some like food and bits and pieces. So yeah, I'm doing a little book tour. I've got a book tour coming up, and I'm starting off in London, and then I'm doing, oh God, I can never remember. I'm doing Cardiff. I can never remember. I'm so bad at this. Hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. So I'm going to Cardiff, Manchester, Sheffield and Glasgow. And London first this Friday. But then I'm also doing Dublin and Belfast. I've been to Dublin, and I'm very excited to go to Dublin. And we're in Dublin for like 2 weeks or a week and a half. So I'm very, very excited about that. So yeah, come along. This is the book that I shall be signing. Is it weird being on your own after living with the cast and stuff? It's not weird. I miss them. I miss the cast already. And I do miss having people around, but I'm also very much enjoying being on my own right now, because I haven't been on my own for a little while. And I've not been back at this flat for ages, so it's nice to be back here. You can absolutely get selfies on the book tour. I would be more than delighted. This tea's really nice. Someone's just asked, can they bring gifts to the signings? It's a really difficult situation, because when I am in different cities, especially when I'm in Dublin and Belfast, I'll be flying to Dublin and Belfast, and obviously that means that my case can't go over a certain amount of kilos. It can't go over a certain weight, which means I probably won't be able to bring that much stuff back with me. And because I'll be going straight onto the next venue, my case won't have like any space in it. It will be packed to the brim with all the stuff that I need. So I would suggest... See, everyone's saying bring food then, but then if everyone brought food, it would be too much for me to be able to like consume before I leave. But I appreciate the the sentiment, and I really appreciate that people would like to bring me gifts, but I don't you don't need to bring a gift. I don't require gifts in order to, it's not like I'm like, do you have a gift? No, then leave. You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't have to bring a gift. Like, a hug will be enough. The fact that you even turned up is enough. But I really appreciate the fact that people want to give me gifts. That's really lovely. It's really sweet. Everyone's asking about what happened after Oliver woke up. It's basically when we were in Truro in Cornwall, we all had a day off, and we all drank a lot of Pimm's. I'll be completely honest with you, we all drank a lot of Pimm's. And Oliver Ormston, who plays Lucas, who you would have seen in my videos, he fell asleep on the sofa. And we started to play a game that closely resembled Buckaroo. You know that game with the donkey, and you put loads of stuff on the donkey really, really slowly and hope that it doesn't buck and throw all the stuff off? That. We played that with Oliver. We lined up crisps on his face. There was a whole contents of a fruit bowl across him. There was a washing basket, pillows, lampshades, a houseplant, and a chair. Yeah, and he didn't wake up. Barely. The chair hit him in the head at one point, and he didn't wake up. And we were like, guys, he's not going to wake up for a really long time, so let's just play reverse Buckaroo and try and get all the stuff off of him without him waking up. And then he woke up about an hour and a half later without really knowing. And it was only until the next morning when I showed him the footage, he was like, oh my God, that's insane. So he never actually woke up with all the stuff on him. We just took it, we played reverse Buckaroo and got it all off of him. Yeah, he never even knew. Literally didn't even realise until I showed him the footage. It's really funny. Thank you very much, Zanakin. It's very, very sweet of you. can we bring your other 2 books to get signed? Yes, you can. I think there's like, Waterstones say there's a limit on how many books you can bring, but I think it's like 3 or 4, so I think you're fine. Which ancestor has the best costume? That's a really, really good question. I have this conversation a lot with various people who aren't an ancestor. I really like Catherine Barnes' costume. Catherine Barnes is our onstage female swing. And she is like an old school, like, madame, like Victorian madame. And she's got this amazing, like, green and burgundy costume with, like, a big bustle at the back and this big, it's like a hat and then massive curly hair. It's amazing. Really amazing. What do you do with a tired voice? You rest it and hope for the best. Like, you drink a lot of water, get a lot of sleep, and try not to talk to people. Oh, it says, Waterstones Piccadilly say no selfies. I don't know what the rules are. I am happy to do selfies, but ultimately I have to go with whatever Waterstones say, because they're the ones running the event. And if they think that taking selfies will, like, slow down the event to the point where they'll run over the time that we have the venue for, then it might. I don't know. You have to ask the Waterstones people when we get there. I'll ask them. Oh, that might be right. They allow photos but not self-taken ones. They allow pictures taken but not selfies. Maybe that. Because I think it means, like, when you come forward to the table, whilst I'm signing your book, if you give your phone to whoever's helping out, to, like, one of the like, event staff, they'll sort out the camera whilst I'm doing it, so it means, like, everything's running at the same time. So instead of, like, giving me the book to sign and then say, can we take a selfie, and then having to open your phone and get it all sorted, then by the time I've signed the book, one of the event staff will have the picture ready to go. So that's why, I think. That's a really lovely idea. Someone said about the presents thing, because lots of people are asking, can they give me presents? Someone said, make a donation to a charity, like, in my name. That's really sweet. Like, if you're, like, fully set on, like, you're giving me a present, that's a really lovely thing to do. What can we expect at the Piccadilly event, and why is it different? Well, there is something that is being announced tonight about the event, but I'm not going to announce it. Someone else is going to announce it. But basically, the Waterstones, the Piccadilly event is different because it's actually an event. Like, there'll be a Q&A and a chat and, like, an actual talk where everyone can ask questions. Sorry, I was distracted by my friend Kieran Joyce messaging me. Yeah, there'll be, like, an actual Q&A and an actual, like, talk, and everyone can ask questions and I will answer them, and then there's the signing, whereas the other ones are just signings. Yeah. Yes, Voodoo Angel, yes, I did receive the tea box that you made, and I absolutely love it. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking it on tour with me and using it around. Thank you. So, P.O. Box, someone's just asked, and a few people, like, that keeps cropping up more and more. Basically, I used to have a P.O. Box, which was just the Channel Flip address. But I am no longer with Channel Flip, and the original address that I used to have people send things to, no, Channel Flip aren't there anymore. They've moved like 4 times since they were at that address. So, and yeah, what happened was I got sent a lot of letters, and whilst I was unemployed and I wasn't acting, I didn't have an acting job, I had like all the time in the world to go through the letters that were coming in, and I could sit and reply and like get through all of the letters. But then I got into Les Mis, and the same amount of letters were coming in via the PO box, plus I was being given lots of letters at stage door, but I had so much less time to get through them. So I had to close the PO box. I just spat all over my screen, sorry. I had to close the PO box. And I still have like a massive box of letters that I'm still getting through, and sometimes I open them and they say like from 2013, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so behind. But there's been like a really high demand recently for a PO box, because I think people like just writing to someone, not even necessarily me, but if I offer them that, then people will use it, and it's not even necessarily just to like get a reply or anything. It's just because they want someone to listen, and I'd like to be able to provide that, because the majority of the time I read everything that I get. It's just finding the time to sit down and reply to it that's hard, because time's really limited. So I am going to reopen a PO box. So if you write to Curtis Brown, which is my acting agents, and then they'll forward everything to me. I can't remember the exact address, but I know it's, if you write to Carrie Hope Fletcher, care of, like C/O, Helen Clarkson, and it's Curtis Brown, Haymarket House, London. I don't know what the postcode is, but if you Google it, you'll be able to find it. And I will post it somewhere. But right now, I'm sort of just tentatively telling you guys who are watching this. Bong. And yes, I have discussed with Helen this. I haven't just sprung this on her. Like, she knows. She's well aware. I feel like my neck really needs to click. Oh. Thank you very much, Shona K. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Who are the covers for Wednesday? It's just one cover, and it's Kirsty Ingram. She is the first and only cover Wednesday Addams. For those who missed it, the address is... sorry, I've just got a text. The address is Carrie Hope Fletcher, care of Helen Clarkson, Curtis Brown, Haymarket House. And then if you Google that, the postcode should come up. Sorry, I'm just quickly replying to this text. I have no days off of the Addams Family. I have no scheduled days off. If I'm like too ill to do the show, then obviously I won't be off. But currently I have no scheduled days. Is there a special website to get tickets for the book tour? If you just go to waterstones.com/events, I think it is, that's where you'll be able to get tickets. Um, thoughts on sloths? Sloths. Couldn't say that then. Favourable. I like sloths. Someone keeps asking me about Van Gogh. Or Van Gogh, however you pronounce it. Or Van Gogh, as some people say, which I don't really understand. Yeah, I like Van Gogh. Current West End and Broadway shows you'd love to be in. I'd love to be in Wicked. I'd love to be in Dear Evan Hansen. I would love to be in Anastasia. Frozen is going to Broadway, and I'm praying that it comes over to the UK because I would love to play Anna. I'd love to be in Matilda, as someone just said. I'd love to play Miss Honey. This is my house. This is my house. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. I love that song. How much time do you spend in your dressing room during a show compared to... I lost it. Compared to when you were in Les Mis or Chitty? Les Mis was different because I had an ensemble track. So I was on stage quite a lot, but in the background, until after I died as Eponine. I'm on stage more than I was as Truly. Yeah, I'm on stage more regularly than I was as Truly. But every time I'm on stage, I'm like belting my lungs out. Yeah, whereas Truly the songs were all sort of very... I was singing with the entire family, or it was I never belted as Truly, like not once did I belt as Truly. She was very mezzo soprano. So yeah, the songs I sang as Truly weren't as challenging as the songs I'm singing as Wednesday, and I'm on stage for longer. And I do have like breaks. I have 2 breaks in Act 2 in my dressing room. So I come on for the first scene of Act 2, and then I have a little break, and then I come on and do Happy, Sad and Crazy Than You, and then I'm off for another little bit during the tango, and then I come on for the end. But Act 1, I'm on from like the beginning all the way through until Secrets. Just Secrets? Yeah, I'm in my dressing room for Secrets, and then I'm back on again until the end. How did I train for Wednesday? In what way? What do you mean? We had 5 weeks of rehearsals, and pulled is difficult. I didn't realise how hard, because pulled is like difficult when you're stood there just singing it. But then when they put you in a corset, high heels, and a thick velvet dress, and then make you run around the stage, suddenly that song becomes like a million times harder to sing. So our director let me practice it every day for like the last 3 weeks of rehearsals, just so I could build up the stamina of doing it. Because yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. Which male part would you like to play in a musical if you could? I'd love to play Andras. I'd love to play Elder Price. I'd love to play... Who else? Fiyero would be a fun one. The hardest bit of being Wednesday is the makeup, I think. It's keeping that makeup like topped up. Because it's a hot job playing Wednesday. You're a little bit sweaty, and so the makeup starts to sort of melt from top down. And also I have a lot of kisses in the show, which means there's like certain patches, and usually it's above my right eyebrow, my nose, and obviously my lipstick gets really smudged. So keeping that all intact is quite difficult. It's harder than I thought it would be. It's something I didn't think I'd have to worry about. I thought I'd just put my makeup on and then that would be it. And then I realised halfway through the show, I was like, oh man, I need to keep an eye on this during the show. How often does the cast meet up after a show? Well, the thing with being on tour is that we're all together and we're all staying together. So we'll finish a show and then we'll all go home together because we're all staying in different digs or hotels together. And because we usually pick our digs like very close to the theatre, we'll all just go to the pub next door, or we'll all meet up somewhere for a drink and then go home. So we're always like very close and like in good, like close proximity to each other. Thank you very much, Lydia Bodnar, 18. Very sweet of you. Is it awkward at first kissing in a show? At first, yeah. But usually it happens within like the first week of rehearsals. So you don't really have much time to feel awkward. You kind of just got to get over it and get on with it. Because it's kind of, it's part of your job. It's what you've got to do. So the first kiss will always be awkward. But then from then on, you just got to get on with it. And yeah, someone just said, who doesn't mind kissing Oliver? He's a very good looking guy and a very, very sweet guy. So, you know, it could be a lot worse. Don't tell him I said that. He'll get a really big head. My favourite Pixar movie is Ratatouille, which I feel like is a controversial choice. I love Ratatouille. I also love The Good Dinosaur. Really good film. Hi, Mum. My mum's watching. Hi. We're only going to be here for like 10 more minutes. Wally. How were the responses to your latest video? Really good and really positive and really nice. There were a few sort of weird responses to it, but I expected that. That's always the way. But no, everyone's been lovely, and like I knew everyone would be understanding, but I just think it's an interesting topic to talk about. I find like fan interaction or like audience interaction and celebrity culture and all that kind of thing. I find it really, really interesting. So I would have made the video had, you know, I not had any issues, because it all was spurred from Ben Platt's tweet. So whilst he tweeted that at the same time that I was getting a little bit of hostility, had I not had any hostility and he just tweeted that, I still would have made the video because I just think it's a very interesting thing to discuss. And it's an ongoing thing that actors are going to constantly struggle with, I think. So yeah, I just find it interesting. Thank you very much, Sean D, for your 1,000 bars. That's very, very sweet of you. Out of all the characters you've played, who do you think you are most like, personality-wise? Interesting. That's a hard question. I don't think I'm like Truly. I think Truly's very highly strung and very posh, of which I'm neither. I think Eponine is also very unhinged and very temperamental. And I know I'm temperamental, but not in the same way. Not in the same way that Eponine is. I reckon I could be a little bit like Beth from War of the Worlds. Beth was sort of very calm in a crisis, and very outspoken, which I think I am. And I think there's Wednesday's obviously insane, but there's definitely traits of Wednesday that I have. Like she's temperamental in the way that I'm temperamental. She's like teenage temperamental, which I think I still kind of am. And Wednesday's very just confident in who she is, which I think I wish I was more like. I don't think I am like that. I am confident in who I am, but I think I wish I was more confident. I wish I was more Wednesday's kind of confident. And Wednesday also knows what she wants and she goes out and gets it, which I think I'd like to say that's what I'm like. Maybe not as much as Wednesday, because Wednesday will literally just crossbow anyone who gets in her way, which I definitely wouldn't do, but I think the intent is still there for both of us. Someone's asking me my thoughts on Love Island. I have never watched Love Island, I will be completely honest. My friend's sister is currently on Love Island, but I have never watched it. Right, in 8 minutes, I'm going to go, because I need to go to Waitrose. And it closes at 9, so... Someone asked, does the theatre company give you a set fund to sort out travel and lodgings during the show? Yes, we get travel expenses and a touring allowance, which like a weekly touring allowance, which goes towards the places that we stay in. And it's not like set to that. Like we can spend less or more if we want to, if we find it. But usually the places are like it's hard to find digs on tour. Yeah, you can still order from the Hopeful Shop. Thehopefulshop.com, I believe, is my merch store, and there's like t-shirts and posters and mugs and bookmarks and notebooks and stuff on there. And we're also planning new products to go on there, which I'm really excited about. And I should be getting an email soon to show me like mock-ups and stuff, which I'm really excited about. Who's my friend's sister on Love Island? My friend is Jade Davies and her sister is Amber. Thank you very much, Carly W. That's very sweet of you. Right, 5 more minutes, so get your questions in, and then I am going to the shops. So many questions, oh god. Will I ever get any pets? I have a goldfish. Does that count? I'm currently living in a flat that doesn't allow pets into the building. But when I move, which hopefully should be in the next year or so, I'd like to move to a house where I'll be able to get a cat. That would be lovely. And I'm going to see my friend Celinda, who is currently playing Christine in Phantom of the Opera, and she's got a cat. I'm really, really excited. I'm really excited to meet said cat. Any thoughts on the Ghibli films? I love Studio Ghibli films. I love them so much. Laputa Castle in the Sky is one of my favourite films of all time. I absolutely love it. Would you ever want to act in a movie? Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. If the opportunity came up and things worked out, then yeah, I'd love to. Disneyland Paris or Florida? Florida will always have the edge for me, simply because I've been there more times and I just know it better, and it feels, because I've been going there since I was a child, it feels more homely. There won't be a Watch Me Wednesday video tomorrow because I have a week off. Although I am going to try and get up my Disney video with Adam tomorrow. Adam Hatton, who is currently live on Instagram, I believe. I think that flashed up on my phone. Adam Hatton. Yeah, I think I'm going to post my video with him tomorrow because I think I finally have it finished. And it is like, I think it's like 16 minutes long. Is there going to be a soundtrack for Adams? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. All the cast want there to be one, but it's not up to us. And we'd all happily love there to be one. But who knows? When we know, you'll know. That's probably not true, but we don't know anything right now, so. Do I have any vacations planned for after Adams? Yes, I'm going to Bali. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And I'm going with a bunch of the cast. So, yeah, really excited about that. My favourite tea right now is this one. It's peach lemonade from Tea Pigs. I've downed the glass, but it's great. Really lovely. Someone's asking, where's Pete? Pete doesn't live here anymore because we broke up about 4 months ago. Sorry to shatter that thought. Sorry. Loving any albums at the moment? Yeah, Dear Evan Hansen, Waitress, Moana. I'm obsessed with them all. Right, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for spending this hour with me. It's been lovely. I'm now going to get the ingredients to make Millionaire Shortbread because it's my brother's birthday soon and he always wants me to make it for his birthday. So, bye. Thank you very much for joining me. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye.